was younger, high school years, 15 through maybe 25, I experimented with a lot of drugs. I wouldn't say that I particularly was physically addicted to anything at that point in my life, but would try just about anything that was placed in front of me at that time. So I smoked marijuana and, snorted cocaine and did LSD and did all these drugs. If they were pills, anything that was placed in front of me, I would try it, but did not really become physically addicted to one particular substance. I was just, I guess, what you would call partying all the time. And then, as an adult at the age, I got pregnant at 26. And so I kind of cut all of that stuff out due to the pregnancy and having the child. Three weeks after my child was born, when I was 26 years old, my husband was injured in a car accident and he was a quadriplegic. When I got to the hospital, I was completely hysterical for good reason, and one of the nurses back in the day, things weren't as protected as they are now, went to somebody's med cart and pulled a 10 milligram Valium out of the cart and gave it to me as a little blister pack. And I thought to myself at that time, what good is this going to do? I unzipped my wallet, dropped it in my change, carried that Valium around for 2 years, dealt with this whole quadriplegia thing with a young child. Tough woman, we're going to do this, taking care of my husband, taking care of my kid, taking care of everybody, but not taking care of Brenda. So that's kind of where my addiction started, is not taking care of Brenda. I started to suffer some physical headaches and was prescribed narcotics, painkillers for these headaches. And I found out very quickly that they helped me cope with the issues that I had in front of me, so I started taking more of them than were prescribed. And I'm also a medical professional, so I once, the physician that was prescribing them to me became aware that I was not taking them as prescribed, she cut me off. But because I had access to other things, I started writing my own ticket and getting my own drugs that way. So, and then my addiction just took off after that. Believe it or not, they weren't aware. I was a very functioning 40-pill-a-day addict. Yeah, it's crazy. You build up a tolerance to, so basically I was using not to get sick, because you would go into withdrawal if you didn't use your opiates. So basically I was using not to get sick. I was working in the medical profession. I was taking care of I was basically Superwoman. I had tried to kill myself in September of 2001 because I thought it was really the only way out for me. And, at that time I didn't get honest about anything. I didn't tell anybody, what was going on with me. Even when I ended up in the psychiatric hospital, I still didn't tell anybody why, and everybody assumed, her husband's a quadriplegic, she's under all this pressure, so, she just, and at that time, my mom even said I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what. No one would have ever suspected me of being a drug addict. I knew I needed help long before I asked for it, but because I was so afraid of the consequences, I wouldn't ask. So it took divine intervention for me in the form of getting caught forging prescriptions. I got a phone call from the Board of Nursing, and they had asked me point blank if I knew anything about these prescriptions that were being written, and would I please come in and meet with them. I was so completely mortified in one way, but in another way I was kind of relieved. you know, that this is finally going to come to a head for me, you know, because I was living in such misery. I had developed about a 40 pill a day habit. And it was just, you know, I was juggling a lot of pharmacies and just, it was a miserable way to live. Recovery has given me the ability to cope with life again without the use of substances. I've been through, you know, since I've been in recovery, my husband has passed away and I've gotten through that clean, and, you know, I have the support of the recovery community to get me through any situation that I'm in. I share with the participants at the recovery organization that I work at all the time, and one of them told me I should share this story with you today. I have a theory about people with substance use disorders, and my theory is that they have bigger hearts than average people do. And because of that, they don't deal with their feelings well because their feelings are so large, so they turn to substances to deal with those large feelings that they have. So then they find recovery and they start to work a recovery program, and that's not being clean, that's working a recovery program. And those big hearts come out again, and because those big hearts come out, you know, they give back to the recovery community. It's a beautiful thing to watch. There is hope. Do not let the stigma keep you from asking for help. You know, don't let it linger on, because there is hope in recovery. Recovery works, and I have seen it with my own eyes many, many times.